Warren G. Harding, Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Harry Truman, Dwight David Eisenhower. Hier de echt van als.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring. And George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil. Chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
Sorry to say, folks, the white era is gone. Sold it for a decent price to a guy I only know is that nice Ecuadorian man that picks me up and takes me to my day job in the morning, and sometimes from the job back home. And he's a very happy camper in spite of the vehicle's ailments. I'm not going to get into the whole list of reasons why I made this move to sell the car. I'm not going to do my white era the way Fox News did Tucker Carlson. She was a good old truck that, a Chevy, of course. Can never go wrong with a Chevy. But she's seen her last days of my ownership, and had to sign her away. And the new owner is really ecstatic about it, and good for him. You know, if he invests the money into it that I told him about, me and him had a heart-to-heart about the vehicle and everything she needs to be back to 100%, and you know, God willing, he'll remain a happy camper with that truck. All right, White Terror. Long live White Terror. George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, James Monroe, John Quincy Adams, Andrew Jackson, Martin Van Buren, William Henry Harrison, John Tyler, James K. Polk, Zachary Taylor, William Fillmore, Franklin Pierce, James Buchanan, Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Johnson, Ulysses S. Grant, Rutherford B. Hayes, James Garfield, Chester Alan Arthur, Grover Cleveland, Benjamin Harrison, Grover Cleveland again, William McKinley, Teddy Roosevelt, William Howard Taft, Woodrow Wilson, Warren G. Harding, Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Harry Truman, Dwight David Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, Lyndon Johnson, Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, George Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, Joe Biden. These are the 46 presidents of the United States. These are the 46 people who served as Commander-in-Chief of the United States of America. And there are people that are going to tell you that there were other presidents that were not any of the names I mentioned. They're going to mention people other than the names I mentioned and say that these people were presidents of the United States. And with all due respect, that's not how it goes. That's not how it went. And there are things that happened before I was born that I know just didn't happen. Or there are things said to have happened before I was born, I should say, that just didn't happen. And the first black president of the United States was actually half white, and his name is Barack Obama. And he was the 44th president of the United States. And there are going to be people that will tell you that somewhere around the time when John Quincy Adams or Andrew Jackson were president, that somewhere in the mix was a black man serving as the president of the United States. With all due respect, that is simply not true. And if you really believe it, I'm sorry you were lied to by the person that told you that. And if that person really believes what they say, I'm sorry they were lied to, and so on and so forth. But to continue pushing that narrative, you now know it will be a lie if you continue to push that narrative. If you happen to be one of my friends, we're still friends and all, but try not to push that lie. You know, I'm not against there being a black president many years ago, but it just didn't happen. It just didn't. That's like saying Calvin Coolidge was never president. He sucked, but he was still president. You know, George W. Bush sucked, but that doesn't change the fact that he was president. Joe Biden, regardless of how people think he became president, I think we could all agree is the person that's credited for being president. And even though he's better than Barack Obama as a president, he still sucks. But that doesn't change that he served as Commander-in-Chief, and that sort of thing. So you get the idea of what I'm saying is that I just rattled off 46 names of 45 people that served as President of the United States, because Grover Cleveland served as president twice. And there's an opportunity to see history in the making. Grover Cleveland was the first person to serve as president twice. Thus far is the only person to serve as president twice. That doesn't count as that doesn't count the same way as Franklin Roosevelt with Franklin Roosevelt was elected president 4 times in a row, but he didn't step down and come back like Grover Cleveland. So Grover Cleveland has the distinction of being the only president thus far to serve as president 2 separate terms, with another president serving office between those 2 terms. And we have a chance to see that again if Donald Trump wins this election. We have a chance to see that again. I'm not saying it will. I'm not saying it won't. People say, oh, he's definitely going to lose. You don't know that. You don't know that. As much as there are people who want him to go to jail, there's no guarantee that he'll go to jail. And a lot of people will be pissed because they think their lives personally will be so much better if Donald Trump goes to jail. They really believe this. Now, maybe crooked, underhanded people who actually do belong in jail might be happy if Donald Trump goes to jail. But the average Joe doing a menial labor job will be happy but it'll be a false happiness if they're happy about something like that, because you'll still have that same menial job to go back to, and there'll still be work site or job site or office politics to play at that job. Whether you like office politics or not. Me personally, I know there's a lot of people who've wronged me throughout my life who actually believe in their heart of hearts that Donald Trump is this evil menace to the world. And one good reason for rooting for Donald Trump is that him winning pisses those people off. So there's my personal stake in it. People that despise me also happen to despise Donald Trump. And this is before I even revealed that I liked Donald Trump, or that I was a registered Republican, and that I've been a registered Republican since 1988. But there you go. There was no black president in the 1820s or 1830s. That's all I'm saying. And just to piss some people off, until Barack Obama became president, all the presidents were just as white as Jesus. Hallelujah. All right. Respect God, as I just now did. Watch out for the Illuminati. Always, always, always follow me if you love me. Keep right on loving me, as the Whispers would say. And stay strong. Keep kicking that slang. It's your boy in the building, the master of sound quality. Killer for real. MC Too Tall. Oh, vote for me November 2024, okay? Yeah.